Welcome to the Composer Showcase. I'm Charles Nichols, Associate Professor of Composition. There are a lot of people to thank. I want to start by thanking Professor Patrick Williams, who's helped the composers prepare for this concert. There have been 3 concerts so far of excellent student compositions, and today's going to be the 4th excellent concert. I want to thank the performing faculty up there for helping all the players. We've had nothing but excellent performances of all these pieces. All the students have really worked hard to prepare these student works, and we're really grateful for that. I'd like to thank Robert Levin, who's our guest, and he's going to come out here in just a bit to talk about his pieces. But before he does, I'd like to really thank Aaron Minnick, who's the president of the Composers Club, and he has really put this thing together. He's been stage managing every concert. He formatted the program. He's been helping with rehearsals. I can't think of something he hasn't done. So let's give him a round of applause. So my good friend Robert Levin is here. He's got the first 2 pieces of this concert. He's going to talk about the pieces. He's an excellent musician. I've known him for several years. We met together in graduate school where he was studying composition. He's got a varied background where he's studied Ghanaian drumming. He's been to Greece several times and knows the musical and spoken language there. He's spent more than 20 years in Ghana. He's built schools for his village of Kopaia. He adopted the village, they adopted him while he was studying with a great drumming master there. He currently performs on Broadway in The Lion King and Hair, and has played Drowsy, Chaperone, and Hairspray. And he writes for film and also for experimental ensembles, incorporating his love of Ghanaian drumming and Greek harmonies and Italian music from when he visited Sicily. And he teaches drumming in New York City and all around the tri-state area. So welcome, Robert Levin.
Thank you for coming out tonight. Thanks, Charles and Mrs. Charles Lee, who also I met in grad school together. Thanks to Patrick Williams, the whole University of Montana Music Department, and Bob Ledbetter, who's going to be conducting the percussion ensemble. Everybody here has made me feel so welcome on this visit, and I'm having a great time here. Incredibly impressed with all the musicianship that I've encountered this week, and I've seen a lot of it from orchestra to solo work, and all the composition students from freshmen to grad students. People here are doing a great job. It's very impressive, and I've known Charles a long time, so I'm not surprised to see that kind of quality with when Charles is involved, and I'm happy to see that everybody is working so hard and getting such good results. So again, thank you to all of you for hosting me this week in such a hospitable and friendly and musical fashion. 2 things, I've got 2 pieces on the concert to start off. When Charles invited me to come out, he asked me to send a bunch of my compositions, recordings for him to listen to and for Bob Ledbetter to listen to. And these are the 2 pieces that they chose that they liked. So I was gratified that they liked as many as 2, which was good. The second piece that they're going to perform is called Break It Down, and that was commissioned by a fantastic New York percussion ensemble called the Ethos Percussion Group. Some 4 hot shots, and they gave me a bunch of their CDs, and I was listening to get to know their group and saw that one thing that they could use in their repertoire would be a really challenging groove piece. And I asked them what instruments, they go out on the road a lot, I asked them what instruments do they travel with, and they told me all the stuff they travel with us, and they said they travel with a drum set. So I wrote them a piece for drum set. And Break It Down, the concept of Break It Down is to show the connection between the drum set beats that we're familiar with here in North America through rock and pop and funk and jazz, as well as the Cuban and Brazilian rhythms that we hear often in Latin American music, and to show the connection among all those beats and the traditions that they come from, which are all, they have one grandfather in common, which is traditional West African drumming, singing, and dancing. In West Africa, each player plays one instrument, one drum or one bell or one rattle, and they play polyrhythmic music. The rhythms fit together. Over here, through time, those drums became one instrument, the drum set as we know it, and it reversed shape from being a semicircle of people looking at each other and playing one instrument at a time. It evolved so that now it's a semicircle around one player. So how I conceived the piece, and they're not going to perform it this way tonight, it's a little complicated to do type of setup, but imagine a drum set up on stage and 4 percussionists come out and they look at the drum set and they say, oh, how are all 4 of us supposed to play this one instrument? And they look at each other and they kind of ham it up a little bit, and then they take the instrument apart and they make the semicircle out and they each play one of the components of the drum set. And they start with polyrhythms, West African style polyrhythms, although I did throw in a little bit of a Greek, as Charles mentioned, I have some Greek influence in my life. I've spent a lot of time in Greece with the culture there, so I made a kind of an Afro-Greek kind of rhythm, polyrhythmically, and then I broke it down, and then I let it remorph into traditional drum set type of rhythms that you might hear, and you'll hear it break apart and come back together in different forms. If you listen to the bell, often the bell is playing a steady rhythm and all the other rhythms change around it, and that helps to show the transition. So that's one thing to listen to in that piece. And it's a really challenging piece for professional percussionists, and I heard the group here practice it the other day, and I'm really impressed. They're doing a terrific job. So very excited that they chose the piece and they worked so hard on it, and thanks to Bob Ledbetter and the 4 percussionists who were playing Break It Down. The first piece that you're going to hear is called Inside End Credits. That's from a movie that I was very lucky to write the score to, directed by Arthur Penn, who's a fantastic American film director. This was one of his last works, and it was set in South Africa, but Arthur, being as sophisticated as he was, knew exactly what kind of score he wanted. He wanted more of a West African style drum score for his South African drama. He liked the power of the polyrhythmic music that he knew came from West Africa, whereas the music in South Africa didn't have the type of drumming drama. It's more of a vocal music, and they do play marimbas and some little drumming down in South Africa, but he wanted the drumming to go on. And so I scored. This is called End Credits because this piece starts at the very last frame, or the last freeze frame of the film, and I'm not going to tell you the ending. I encourage you all to go out and rent it. It's quite an intense, theatrical, like a play kind of a film. Very quiet but intense, really strong story about apartheid in South Africa. It starts then, and then it continues over the film, just over the film credits. So I was very free to just have fun and take a couple of the themes that I had used during the film and just have them go crazy, have them go, try to make it as fun as possible so that the audience would stick around and watch and wait for my name to come up on the screen, and all the other people who worked on the film. So let's see, what can I say about the music? Well, I think the music will speak for itself, except it's got a lot of traditional West African polyrhythmic drumming in it, and really appreciate the hard work everyone put in, and thank you all again for coming out tonight. I hope you enjoyed the whole concert. Thanks so much.
Before we play this, I'll say a few words about it. This piece, Ones and Zeros, was written for the New Music Project competition in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and they selected 4 scores out of this international competition. This one actually won, so that was pretty nice. And thank you. It's new music, so it's a lot of fusion music, so it has influences from jazz, prog rock, and death metal. So there's some screaming and shouting and vocal effects, so it's a very thick and interesting piece, and I hope you enjoy it. Please listen with an open mind. Here we go.